Have you ever noticed how much energy people waste trying to control things they'll never own? They want loyalty from the disloyal. They want love from the cold. They want closure from the ones who left without a word. They want answers from a world that never owed them one. But you're not owed peace. You build it. You're not owed understanding. You find it within. And you're not owed love back just because you gave it. That one hurts a lot, don't it? You loved someone, you gave, you tried, and it didn't matter. They left. They didn't feel the same, or worse, they just didn't care enough to say anything at all. But what if that love was never meant to be received? What if the value was never in being loved back, but in choosing to love in the first place? See, people think love is about possession, control, getting someone in return. And yet the highest form of love is when you let it breathe, when you just let it be. You don't control how someone receives it, but you do control whether it turns you bitter or better. Same with pain, same with betrayal, same with failure. You don't control how life hits you, but you decide if it builds you or it breaks you. Simply, I feel it. I try to reflect, I analyze it, and then I try to let it go. I take what I think is useful from it and just feel it out and let it go. And I don't always succeed. I get stuck, I mess up, I bottle things up till it really becomes harmful sometimes. But I'm trying. That's the difference. I'm not proud of the struggle, but I'm honest about it. And that honesty, that's how healing starts. Emotions, they're not something to run from, not something to drown in either. They're not enemies, they're not gods, they're signals. Emotions are what remind you that you're alive, that the world still touches you, that you still care. You don't have to suppress them, you have to feel them. Then you respond, not react. That's stoicism. Not being emotionless, but being emotionally disciplined almost. Because you know what's at stake if you're not. When someone wrongs you, first instinct is to strike back. But some people, they're just dead weight. Not every insult needs a war. Not every betrayal needs revenge. Sometimes you just let them go, quietly, without a scene, and then you do the scariest, most powerful thing imaginable. You keep building yourself, you keep improving. The world says revenge is power. I would say discipline is. You can let them think they want, but in reality, you're just living your life, still working on it. And if you're a believer, you already know. Stoicism and faith is a very, very strong combo to live by. God gave you breath, and with it, the freedom to choose how to use it. You don't have to be a slave to your environment or your trauma or your past. You don't get to control the storm, but you can build the damn boat. And if you don't, if you waste that chance, if you waste your potential, then yeah, you lose more than time. You lose everything else with it. You don't just miss your dreams, you miss your impact, you miss the people you were meant to help, the lives you were meant to touch, the you were meant to become. That's why wasting potential hits harder than anything else. Because it's all four losses at once: love, understanding, meaning, and your soul. That's the war. Not controlling the world, but responding to it like someone who's not afraid anymore. And even if you're afraid, you move anyway. You choose love even when it's not returned. You choose focus even when chaos surrounds you. You choose growth even when no one's watching. And when life kicks the door in and screams, "What now?" you answer, "Whatever I decide it is." You don't control what happens, and you never did. You weren't supposed to. But your response, that's where the real power lives. That is where you